Oh, it's a bank holiday. Always, isn't it? Always the same. Hi, Donnie. So before I start, a few announcements. If you want to join this broadcast live and join in with the communication, then you can subscribe below on Patreon. What else? Events. The 15th of May, got the 6-day meeting here in Spain. That's coming up really soon. And I'm going to do a whole afternoon webinar on the last Saturday of June. And what else? I've got a weekend booked in Brighton, but that's not until November. But I know some people like to know in advance so they can book rooms in advance and everything. That's on the 2nd and 3rd of November. There might be another one in New York, but I'm still waiting to hear on that. Hi, Barbara. What else? If you want a private one-to-one session with me, just email me. And also I have a Wednesday night meeting as well, which is not broadcast at all. That's just kept private. But you can see everything on my website or on my Patreon page. It's funny, non-duality as a subject, because it's not a subject. It's not a subject, is it, non-duality? It's just a term so people know you're not talking about car mechanics or something. But within this, there is the notion that there is a state called no me, or there is something called no me, or there is a dying of the me. Well, the me is just an appearance in life. It's not a me at all. There's no control over that appearance because there's no control over any appearance. But I digress. In non-duality, there's this story that the me is going to collapse. And you see, searching for that and seeking for that is no different from any other kind of seeking. It's still the same seeking. Because seeking is this happening, thinking there is something else going to happen. It projects into a non-existent place called the future and projects that that could happen in this future place which doesn't exist because it's a thought, it's a thought, an idea that happens here and is projected into a non-existent future. So the searching for the no me is projected in its own little dream world. But for some reason, people think that the subject of non-duality is not about spiritual seeking. And of course it's not. But seeking for a collapse of a me is no different from any other kind of seeking. It's still the same illusion. It's an illusory idea which has no basis or no ground. Well, period. It has no ground. It has no form. It has no reality to it. It's just an idea. It's just a concept. But I know that can't be helped because it just happens, doesn't it? It just happens. And everything happens. But also we can talk about that as well. Because the notion of no self can be looked at and seen for what it is. We can look at it. It's a notion. The self even is a notion. It's a very strong notion which becomes so imbued that it thinks it's real. But it's not a self. It's this. It's life appearing as self. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't belong to anybody. There isn't anyone for it to belong to. There's just one life appearing as everything. And in this life, there can be this dream world that there is something to find. And also, that dream world appearing is this. It's so immediate. It's so fresh. It's so new all the time. Everything just is as it is. So it doesn't matter how much you go around in this dream bubble of seeking and know me and concepts and everything. It's a maze that has no answer. There's no center to the maze. There's no exit. It's just a conceptual maze happening, just appearing. Hi, Anne. Another thing is trying to find this in words. And sometimes I get pop-ups from someone who's commented in a Facebook group or something. I don't comment or post in those groups, really. I definitely don't comment. But I see a lot of commentary in there. And there's lots of people who are correcting this and correcting that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how it is. But if it's thought that there's going to be some sort of result from using correct language, and language really is just a series of sounds, isn't it? Which are produced and then turned into meaning. If there's any concept that getting the language right is going to result in anything, no, that's just another form of seeking. It's not going to move anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Facebook. Bit of a cesspit, isn't it? Facebook. Hi, Flora. Welcome. Non-duality police. Yeah, thinking that that they know the correct language. Well, it doesn't matter how tight the linguistics are. They're completely useless. It's completely useless trying to understand a sentence which seems to fit the narrative, which is just a load of nonsense. It's not in the using of correct language. You can't work it out. You can't work out that there's just sitting in a room happening. I mean, what language would you use for that? Saying that, I'm a bit of a stickler for language when it comes to speaking, but it's not the language, it's not the words, it's not the words. It's not the correct dictionary, the non-dual dictionary. And no one's got it right anyway, because there's no right. There's no correct. There's nothing correct here. There just is what's happening. You can't get that right. And as I said earlier, it's just another form of seeking. Seeking to get the right language is just another form of seeking. You might as well go off and seek the Buddha. It's just as illusory as seeking the right language or seeking no me. There's just this. There's just what's happening. This is not a getting. There's no getting in this. You could say no, it's not anything. No. It's not a getting. Yeah. Yeah, the non-duality police. God, you see speakers who say something, and then a load of people jump on it and go, well, that's not right, and that's not right, and that's not right, da 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 da. There's nothing right. There's no correct. There's no right way of saying anything. There's just what's happening. That's it. It's neither correct or not correct. Paul, I still find the illusion thing which you mentioned confusing. It makes it sound separate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I would just say that the bubble of seeking, and all these stories, everything, are illusory, not an illusion. An illusion is something that's really a noun, isn't it? An illusion, it's a thing. But illusory, meaning that these stories, they have no reality to them. They have no ground. They're just appearing. The sense of being a person is illusory, not an illusion, because it really does appear, doesn't it? But it's illusory because it's not a person, it's not a separate self. It's life appearing as a separate self. It's like when you, like you're wanting, I don't know, what do people want? Like something that's impossible, well, not impossible, but something like a great big mansion. You see, you get the thoughts, I want the mansion, I want the mansion. But you see, those thoughts have no mansion. There's no mansion there. Well, the thoughts about I'm a person and this is that, and this is that. It's the same as the mansion. They're just thoughts. They're just thoughts. There's no person there. The same as there's no mansion there. It's amazing. It's amazing that life can appear as that. Appear as a person who's not there. That's why you can't find the end of it. Because there's no end to anything. You can't find the end of the me because there is no me to find the end of. There's no end to find. There's nothing to find here. Wow, yeah, wow. Wow.